welcome to this edition of Let the Bible Speak. In fact, this is the first edition of Let the Bible Speak. And one of the things that if you want to really destroy Islam and the fallacious arguments that they have against Christianity is basically let the Bible speak. Now, I know when Muslims are confronted with biblical truth and they are unable to refute it, they talk about the corruption of the scriptures. But that's a topic for another day. I do need to do it, and about the reliability of the Bible. But right now, we are going to look at the Bible, and very often the verses that Muslims use to prove either the prophethood of Muhammad or that Jesus wasn't God. And one of the verses that they so often quote is found in John 17:3, where Jesus talks, we'll just bring this up, we'll bring up the whole passage, but we will read this. Okay, in verse 3 we read, "This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent." And so the argument is that the Father is the only true God, and Jesus Christ can't be the only true God. But let's look at the passage as a whole, shall we? We will let's begin at John 17. And now the context of John 17 is that Jesus has just given his last words, his farewell words to his disciples before he goes to the cross and to be crucified and to be raised 3 days later. And that's the context. And now Jesus is going to pray, and this is his part of his high priestly prayer. So let's read these verses together, and we'll comment as we go along. Jesus spoke these things, and lifting up his eyes to heaven, he said, "Father," notice in the Gospel of John, and particularly chapters 14, 15, 16, and 17, throughout the whole Gospel, and particularly here, we see the Father-Son relationship that exists between God the Father and God the Son. So again, this is right there is refutation of Islam. And so why Muslims want to quote John 17 is beyond me. They are basically, some would say shooting themselves in the foot. I would say they're shooting themselves in the head. This is theological suicide for them. He said, "Father, the hour has come. Glorify the Son, that the Son may glorify you." So Jesus here is asking the Father to glorify him. What mortal has the audacity to go to God and ask to be glorified? Verse 2: even as you gave him authority over all flesh. So we see in verse 2 that Jesus has authority over all flesh, to all whom you have given him, that he may grant or give eternal life. So the Son has authority over all flesh, and what else? He has authority to grant eternal life. Now they're going to explain what eternal life is. And this is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. The Father sends the Son. The Son, and eternal life is not to know only the Father, but the Son as well. Again, who can make such a claim? My Muslim friends, if you do not have the Son, you do not have eternal life. Verse 4, I have glorified you on the earth, having accomplished the work which you have given me to do. The work is, of course, the work of the cross. And now verse 5, which puts the end to the argument here. And now, Father, glorify me together with yourself with the glory that I had before, that I had with you before the world was. And so the Son is partaking in the same glory with God before the creation of all things. Right there. So my Christian friends, brothers and sisters, if you want to destroy Islam, let them post their verse. But just go to the context. And so I'm sure that we will see more verses regarding John 17:3. I know there will be one in 20. There will be John 5. In fact, I'll put a challenge out. I didn't know whether to put this under today's Muslim challenge, but I'll put the challenge out that, post any verse you want from the Gospel of John to prove your false doctrine. And quite frankly, we'll just look at the context. We'll just look at the context, and it will destroy basically your Islam. So if you wanted to destroy Islam, all you have to do is read the context, going one verse at a time. Anyways, folks, thanks for watching. Have a great day, and may God bless.